What if the thing quietly holding you back from real comfort, success, and peace isn't external stress or circumstance, but something deeper inside you? It's invisible, subtle, yet deadly to your potential. This silent killer creeps into your mind and heart, draining your energy, sabotaging your growth, and keeping you stuck in a cycle of discomfort. Even when everything looks fine on the surface. Today, we're uncovering what this silent killer really is, why it thrives inside you, and how to overcome it to reclaim your true potential for comfort and fulfillment. Identifying the silent killer, the role of chronic inner criticism. The silent killer of your potential comfort often takes the form of chronic inner criticism, a harsh, relentless voice inside your mind that judges, condemns, and undermines your sense of worth. Unlike external stressors that are visible and concrete, this internal critic operates quietly beneath the surface, eroding your confidence and peace without you even realizing it. It thrives on your vulnerabilities and feeds on your self-doubt, whispering that you're not good enough, smart enough, or deserving of comfort and success. This voice isn't your true self, but a learned pattern, often rooted in childhood experiences of neglect, high expectations, or emotional invalidation. Over time, it becomes so ingrained that it feels like a natural part of who you are. But its effect is devastating. It keeps you trapped in a loop of self-sabotage, perfectionism, and fear. You may find yourself overworking, people-pleasing, or avoiding risks just to silence this inner torment. But no matter what you do, it persists. Recognizing this silent killer is the first step toward freedom. Awareness allows you to differentiate your true self from this toxic inner narrative. Once you see it clearly, you can challenge its lies and reclaim your right to comfort, rest, and authentic success. Your inner critic may be loud, but it doesn't have to control your story. How perfectionism destroys your sense of comfort. Perfectionism is a subtle assassin of comfort, wrapped in the guise of high standards and discipline. At its core, perfectionism is fueled by fear, the fear of failure, judgment, or rejection, which drives you to push yourself relentlessly, hoping that flawless performance will finally bring peace and acceptance. But this impossible pursuit does the opposite. It erodes your ability to relax and enjoy life. When you tie your self-worth to achievements and perfection, comfort becomes conditional, always just out of reach. You're constantly chasing an ideal that shifts farther the closer you get, and the pressure to meet it creates chronic stress and anxiety. Every mistake feels catastrophic, every flaw magnified. Instead of feeling safe and secure, your mind is a battlefield where harsh self-criticism battles fleeting moments of pride. This relentless internal pressure disconnects you from your body's signals of rest and contentment. You might find it hard to sleep, eat well, or simply pause because the voice of perfectionism won't allow it. Over time, this pattern drains your energy and creativity, making genuine comfort feel like a foreign concept. To break free, you need to redefine what success means. Not as flawless achievement, but as progress, self-kindness, and presence. Comfort begins the moment you allow yourself to be imperfectly human. The psychological cost of constant comparison. Comparison is a quiet, corrosive thief that steals your peace and potential comfort by convincing you that you're less than others. In today's hyper-connected world, it's easier than ever to look around and feel inadequate, whether it's about your career, relationships, appearance, or lifestyle. But what comparison really does is create a false narrative that your worth depends on being better, faster, or more successful than those around you. This mindset activates feelings of envy, insecurity, and self-judgment, which fuel anxiety and dissatisfaction. Instead of appreciating your unique journey and progress, you're caught in a relentless cycle of measuring yourself against curated versions of others' lives. This erodes your self-esteem and makes comfort impossible, because you're always looking outward for validation rather than inward for acceptance. Psychologically, comparison triggers the brain's threat response, releasing stress hormones that keep you in a heightened state of alertness, far from relaxation or contentment. Your body and mind become stuck in survival mode, exhausting precious energy that could be used for growth and joy. The antidote lies in shifting focus from comparison to gratitude and self-awareness. When you learn to appreciate your own path, embrace your imperfections, and celebrate small victories, you reclaim your peace and open the door to true comfort. Why avoidance feeds the silent killer within. Avoidance is a coping mechanism that seems like relief, but actually feeds the silent killer lurking inside your mind. When uncomfortable emotions, difficult conversations, or challenging decisions arise, the instinct to run or distract yourself feels natural. But this evasion creates a fertile ground where inner criticism, fear, and anxiety grow unchecked. Avoidance denies you the opportunity to confront and process your pain or fears. Instead, these unresolved emotions remain buried in your subconscious, where they intensify and distort your inner narrative. Over time, avoidance builds walls that isolate you from your true self and others, reinforcing feelings of loneliness and unworthiness. Psychologically, avoidance perpetuates a vicious cycle. The more you avoid, the stronger your fears become, increasing your sense of helplessness and reducing your capacity to cope. This internal struggle manifests as restlessness, irritability, or numbness, signs that your silent killer is gaining power. The path out begins with courage, small steps toward facing what you've been running from, whether it's a suppressed emotion, a difficult truth, or a needed boundary. Through mindful presence and acceptance, you weaken avoidance's grip and reclaim your emotional resilience. True comfort arises not from escape, but from embracing life's discomforts with honesty and compassion. How emotional suppression steals your peace. Emotional suppression is a quiet thief that robs you of peace by convincing you that your feelings are too dangerous, inconvenient, or shameful to express. From a young age, many of us learn to hide anger, sadness, or vulnerability to avoid conflict, rejection, or punishment. But this learned habit traps emotions inside, where they fester and poison your inner world. Suppressing emotions doesn't make them disappear. It buries them in your subconscious, creating tension between your inner experience and outer expression. This dissonance leads to stress, anxiety, and even physical symptoms like headaches or fatigue. Your mind becomes a battlefield where denied feelings rage silently, undermining your sense of comfort. Over time, emotional suppression damages your ability to connect authentically with yourself and others. You might struggle to form deep relationships or feel isolated behind a mask of control. Your shadow self grows stronger, fueled by the energy of emotions you refuse to face. Healing begins with permission to feel what you feel without judgment. Emotional awareness and expression are acts of self-love that restore balance and calm. Practices like journaling, therapy, or mindful breathing can help you safely release suppressed emotions. As you reclaim your emotional truth, you create space for genuine comfort, connection, and peace. Breaking the cycle. Cultivating self-compassion and acceptance. Self-compassion is the antidote to the silent killer that thrives on your inner critic, perfectionism, and emotional suppression. It's the radical act of treating yourself with the same kindness, patience, and understanding you would offer a dear friend. When you cultivate self-compassion, you begin to soften the harsh judgments that keep you trapped in discomfort and self-doubt. Psychologically, self-compassion activates the brain's soothing system, reducing stress and increasing resilience. It helps you break free from the relentless cycle of beating yourself up for perceived failures or flaws. Instead, you learn to hold your imperfections tenderly, recognizing that struggle is part of the shared human experience. Acceptance doesn't mean resignation. It means acknowledging reality without resistance or denial. By accepting your thoughts, emotions, and experiences, even the painful ones, you reduce their power to control you. This acceptance creates a foundation for growth, healing, and transformation. Building self-compassion requires practice. Start by noticing your inner dialogue and gently challenging negative self-talk. Practice mindfulness to stay present with your feelings and remind yourself that you are worthy of love and comfort exactly as you are. Over time, self-compassion softens the silent killer's grip and opens the door to authentic peace and fulfillment. Building sustainable comfort. Practices to heal and empower your mind. Creating lasting comfort is not about escaping life's challenges, but about building inner strength and emotional resilience. Sustainable comfort arises when you nurture a healthy relationship with your mind, emotions, and body. This requires intentional practices that heal your shadow and empower you to face life with courage and compassion. Start by developing mindfulness, a non-judgmental awareness of the present moment. This practice helps you recognize when the silent killer is at work, giving you space to choose a different response. Journaling can illuminate hidden fears and patterns, bringing unconscious thoughts into conscious light. Therapeutic work, whether through counseling or coaching, provides tools to process trauma, develop self-compassion, and build emotional skills. Regular self-care, adequate rest, nourishing food, movement, and connection grounds you in your body and nurtures well-being. Setting clear boundaries protects your energy and signals to yourself and others that your comfort matters. Surround yourself with supportive people who encourage growth and acceptance. Ultimately, sustainable comfort grows from embracing your whole self, the light and shadow, strength and vulnerability. It's a lifelong journey of self-discovery and healing, where you reclaim your power and live with authentic peace and joy. The silent killer of your potential comfort lies in the thoughts you don't hear, the judgments you don't voice, and the emotions you refuse to feel. But once you shine a light on it, its power fades. Healing begins with awareness, self-compassion, and the willingness to be imperfectly human. If this video helped you recognize what's been holding you back, please like, subscribe, and share your experience below. Remember, true comfort and growth come from embracing your whole self, not from chasing impossible ideals.